Longer.
Woo!
This is the only day you get to do this.
How many? 3.
4.
There's 3. There's 3 muddy wolves in there. Yes, these guys were a group of wolves that wasn't supposed to be born. We did a research project, and the research project we were doing was using a medication with females to prevent puppies from happening. So if you're at a zoo or a captive facility like this, there could be years where if the females could be stopped from having puppies just by giving them an oral medication, could that solve problems pretty easy. The medication that they wanted to try that year, the wolves didn't like the way it tasted, and I also think it made them feel funny just based on the behaviors we saw. So the medication had to go into the wolves in the spring 5 days in a row. Each wolf that we had to give it to. So the female in this cage is the one over here. I don't know if I lied. It's this one.
Okay.
Right? If she needed the medication today, hide it in a meatball, and you can hand it to her, and she'd probably take it from you, right? Next day, you walk up with a meatball, and she doesn't want it. So you take a different kind of meat. It might be ground chicken. It might be ground something else. And you give it to her. I'm going to hide the bag. Right? She takes it that day because it's a different meat source. By the 3rd day, none of them want the pills in anything anymore. So some of them did not get the pills long enough to be contracepted to be able to not have them. So we ended up with some puppies. The female was the only puppy born in her litter, and she was born in a wooden box that you've seen in all the cages. Her mom had puppies and then walked away from the puppies and never took care of them. So we ended up bottle feeding her. That's why you're seeing the behavior that you see. These 2 boys were born in an underground den during a very wet spring. That's the foxes. During a very wet spring where the den was caving in on top of the puppies. So we had to go underneath the ground to rescue puppies, pull them out and bottle fed them. We then introduced them to a 4th female, 4th part of their pack. Older female that was too old to have puppies anymore, but she'd always been a good mom. She raised them. She couldn't feed them milk, but we were past that stage anyway. Ooh. She got to be the adult in that pack. She then died of old age. And then MJ became the alpha just because she was in the right place at the right time.
Can we take a ride on the golf cart?
No. Right? So, female's name is MJ. MJ is a wolf here that I would say is very much in the category of being socialized to deal with people. She's also very much a generalist. She thinks all people bring food. So she really does. When you're in the cage, she wants to be where you are. So if you're raking over there and she thinks the bucket you brought in to put all the stuff in that you're trying to get out of there looks like a fun toy, she's going to grab it from you and run around with a new toy in her mouth. She's not dangerous today in terms of I think she's going to bite anybody, but if she comes right up to the fence like she did for the plastic bag, is there a chance someday that if she wants to bite somebody, she's not going to have any barriers to stop her from doing it? I don't think she's ever going to get to that point, but again, it could be tomorrow that it happens.
Do you still have the bag with you?
I do in my pocket.
What does she do?
She wants the bag because she thinks it's going to be food, or it smells like food, or it's something novel. Right? She just got mud on me. Right, baby? So again, if you walk in there with a phone in your hand and you're going to get your picture because she thinks your phone is a toy.
Oh,
Can
gosh.
you blame her?
That would not be good.
No, for her too if she bit the phone. But if you walk in and you have something hanging around your neck even, let's say it's a necklace or a name tag or something like that, if she gets it, could look like a toy to her. It's not her fault for assuming that it is. Because again, great animals to do research projects with. Remember the red flags I was telling you about inside hanging down? Because we did a project with some high school kids this year that they took the same idea, they just changed it a little. What they wanted to change is they wanted to change the flags to pop cans, and then they also added a sprinkler in the corner that they can control on and off from out here. So we're walking in the cage to set up the pop cans, and MJ's running over. She's grabbing the cans before we could even set the thing up. So the cans were no barrier to her. The sprinkler, when she got near the food, it took about 10 minutes for her to decide, I'm just getting wet, and she walked in and got the food. But if you could figure out a way, she's a tough wolf. You're not going to keep her away forever from anything. 10 minutes was pretty good for those high school kids to actually see something that was different than the pop cans. Last stage over here.